Hello, welcome friends. I wanted to invite you to come and watch me prune my beautiful tree here. This is a Siberian elm. This is a tree that I rescued from my children's schools. They were going to cut it down or rip it out, and I told them no. So I've had this for quite some time. It's been going on 3-4 years, and I've let it go unchecked, but it's getting a little leggy, and I want to kind of clean it up a little bit so that it can continue to grow. So let's go have a look. Now, as you can see, it's really bushy and really pretty. It's got some branches down below here that I'm gonna leave alone. It's not doing too much. I'm gonna get all these dead leaves out of here as I come through here. I'm just gonna be jumping around and picking up these dead leaves. They're dead, they don't need to be there. They're sucking out life away from the tree. I love how much it's grown. Siberian elms already have a pretty small leaf on them, so they're pretty cool for bonsai, I believe. Now, elms in my area, if you're not careful, they tend to have elm disease. They get attacked by beetles. Mine seem to be okay. I've also noticed that they die back a lot for unknown reasons, but they put out new stuff all the time too, so what I thought would be a good branch, not necessarily true. So you gotta go back in and clip out the dead branches. So not necessarily gonna be what you thought. So be mindful of that if you want to grow them, but they tend to grow prolifically, so don't worry about branching dying off, because they'll put out more. So before I go in and do any major pruning, I am going to go and clip out all those dead branches right now. And I'm going to stick to one branch at a time. That's probably just going to be easiest. There wasn't that many, so that was pretty easy. And then what I will do is I'll go back to the first set of leaves and then go directional pruning, what direction you want it to go. Go to an outward facing leaf, to a leaf direction that you like, and cut it. And I'm trying to make this as compact as I can. I just sharpened my scissors right before I did this. So, should help. Now, I don't like any, excuse me, I don't like the stuff that grows straight up. So I tend to look for one that grows out. There we go. And then branches that goes just directly up, I'll cut those off. Unless I am trying for a branch, sometimes, the rules aren't set in stone, obviously. If you're trying to get some upward growth in a particular area. Okay. Anything going backwards towards the trunk of the tree, I normally just completely remove those. And just follow that pattern. There. And this should take, it's going to take a little while, but anything worthwhile will take a little bit of time. And doing this will create ramification in your branches and overall create a beautiful, more compact tree. Now we'll just have to go in here and remove the yellow branches. And as you're doing this, remember you're also wanting to create pads. Think about like little pads for your tree. Create a design in your mind. And over time, as you do this, you will create a nifty little design. Imagine you want also, in between your pads, you want to imagine there being space for little birds. Imagine little birds being able to fly in and out of these little spaces. I've actually had little sparrows and little finches land in my bonsai trees. And that happened this spring, and I thought it was the most wonderful thing. Even though they're bonsai trees, it still brings wildlife. I've had a lot of insects show up that my neighbors don't even have. I have brought in more pollinators to my neighborhood, which makes me happy. And they don't seem to bother me any. They tend to come in and visit me when I'm watering my trees. So, I thought that was great. So, as I'm coming through here, I'm creating pads, I'm creating little spaces. I don't know if you can tell the difference as I'm coming through here, right here versus up here. It will slowly take shape. Make your branches, or when you're pruning, make everything flow outward from your tree. This tree is actually the tree that my children know how to identify the most readily. And my children are always wanting, hey Dad, there's an elm. Because and why? I'm not exactly sure, but it's pretty cute. But the reason why I think I have all these yellow is these are the leaves that are at the very base of the branches, and there are so many beautiful green leaves on this tree that are shading out these lower leaves. So these are from all the health on this tree. So this is not because this tree is not healthy. It's because it is so healthy that these are just the leaves that are getting shaded out too much. So by pruning this back, opening up the light, everything else will get better light. Equal out the vigor of the tree. And things of that nature. I was letting it grow, go in a growing phase. If you prune them all the time, constantly, like some people do, the tree will never get its vigor and never get, strong. I never use wire on my trees, so you need, for the clip and grow to work, you need to clip them, then let them grow. Clip, then let them grow. That's the concept. And I thought over time I'd probably go into wiring my trees eventually. But as I have done the clip and grow method so long, I personally never found the reason to use wire at all. Nothing against anyone that does it. It just doesn't seem to fit my way of gardening. So that's all. To each his own, right? That's why we have so many different ways of doing things. And no one's way is perfect or the best. We can all learn from each other. I just like to offer a different perspective on the way I do it. Now, can you start seeing the difference in the tree now? I hope you can. On this side versus how it was when we first started the tree. I don't tend to do the fast forwarding bit because I feel like there are some people who want to see the process. I'm one of those people who want to see the process. And if you want to fast forward through it, be my guest. That's what the fast forward button's for, right? Technology is pretty awesome. Now we got a branch in here that's going directly in, so I'm gonna cut that right there so it stops. That looks a lot better. But it fills in the spot nicely, so I only cut it to a certain extent because I like how it looks, and that's the beauty of bonsai. I mean, this is your tree, so you prune it and you take care of it the way you want it, and that's part of the process is maintaining your tree. And also, part of my philosophy is like, the tree knows how it wants to grow. I'm more of just helping the tree not grow in a ridiculous manner. That's how I like to see it, is I'm helping the tree grow in its most optimal way. And together, me and the tree produce unparalleled beauty. That's the way I like to look at it. And if you would, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and all those little bells and icon whistle thingamajiggers over there. That helps me out. Helps me get my content out there. things like that. That would help me out a lot if you would do that. Appreciate it. Alright. Let's just make sure you get every link you want, just so that everything looks well. I certainly appreciate you guys being here. Ba-doo. Alright. We got some yellowing back here. So let's take care of this. I can turn this tree around so that we can kind of see what we're doing back here as well. See, the tree is starting to get a little more compact. Very therapeutic to work on your trees. look them up better at getting all these yellow out, and with us getting rid of all this, it should alleviate some of that issue. Alright. How does that look, folks? Compared to what it looked like when we first started? Let's give it a look-see. It's not perfect, but that's just a clean up pruning. Took about 30 minutes to do this. cleanup work, and as you do more of it, you might end up seeing more like I'm just doing right now. And as you see more, and you do more, this is how you're going to make your tree healthier. And your tree will thank you for taking the time to take care of it. Alright, folks. If you have any questions, comments, make sure you post them. Feel free. I'll do my best to answer them. This has been a lovely time. I think the tree looks a lot better. This is just a routine pruning for make it a little more compact, for it to get a little more ramification, help it grow a little bit, and it will get put back on the bench. I'll probably rotate it so it gets some sun on the back side, and just let it grow a little more, and I'll keep you updated. We'll do a little bit of a spinny spin so you can see what we did. This is a Siberian elm. It grows all over the place around here, but this was collected, or I should say rescued, in Boise, Idaho, and hope to grow this thing for many, many more years to come. And this is Corey Leslie from Leslie Bonsai Gardens, and I'm glad that you are here, and I hope to see you soon on another video. And remember to like and subscribe, and to share with your friends. Share with people that you think that could possibly benefit or just enjoy the video. Alright, thank you, and I'll see you next time.